Thank you for staying with us. As promised, we're going to talk to the Bocas Lit Fest about the storytelling caravan that's coming up. Joining us via Zoom is the marketing and media manager, Alette Williams, and she's going to tell us all about this upcoming initiative. Alette, good morning.
Good morning, Dominique. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good, I'm good.
Okay.
Bright and sunny morning.
Yes, very early.
Sure, right.
Yes. So we're talking about the storytelling caravan, supported by the NGC. So tell us about just a bit of the history, the inception of this, the importance of it, and then we'll talk about what's happening this year.
Okay, so the Children's Caravan would have been an initiative to start reaching out to the NGC Bocas Lit Fest is more considered an adult festival,
Yes.
right? But yet we want to start having young people, children, and teenagers and young adults, and then to the most mature, as we say, from cradle to, well, I won't want to say death, but we want to have everyone involved in loving reading, everything involved in the literature and the literature arts. And so the Children's Caravan was sort of created to bring the youngest of our generations into the love of reading. And the Children's Caravan, which leads up to the NGC Bocas Lit Fest for Children, is part of that lead up to bringing youth and babies, toddlers, children into this space. Mm-hmm. So after a 3-year break, COVID, the Storytelling Caravan is back, and it's coming back with full force and in the flesh. And our beloved Dragonzilla, the mascot and professional storytellers, will entertain and inspire the nation's children in 10 locations throughout Trinidad and Tobago. This is how the caravan would have run before. Mm-hmm. Our nice little mascot would go around, and we'd have our storytellers speak to the children so that they can tell their stories through prompters. And that's where we're at right now. It's back in, it's going out, and we want to invite people from all over Trinidad and Tobago to have their children register and sign up for the Storytelling Caravan.
Nice. So one of the things that I love is the inclusion of Tobago always in the caravan, and it's so important that it kind of marries with Nalis as well too, using the space there. So tell us about that and what are like some of the locations and the times and so on.
So, first of all, the caravan itself exemplifies everything that NGC and the Bocas Lit Fest is dedicated to in inspiring the development of new generations. Yes. And so because our home for the NGC Bocas Lit Fest, is in Nalis, and the NGC Bocas Lit Fest runs from the 20th to the 30th of April, we now partner with Nalis in more than one way. Mm-hmm. So for the caravan, we visit different libraries throughout Trinidad and Tobago with our facilitators, and we have a theme or a story for that area throughout the country. And so the children are surrounded by books. They're in the space that creates, inspires, and mm-hmm. gives that space for reading, writing even. And that's how we make this merger possible. But some of the locations, however, are in community spaces. Okay. So if it's not in a library, it will be in a community space, a space that's familiar to people in that area, and we facilitate the same thing in that space.
Nice. Now, is registration needed for this? Do children have to register to be a part of this experience?
Yes, they do, because the spaces, of course, are limited. You want the space and the experience to be as intimate and interactive as possible. Mm-hmm. So we'd like to have about 30 children per session. We expect that there may be some over subscriptions, of course, but that's what we're looking for. You have to register online because there's a form to fill out. So to fill out that form, you'd have to go to the ngcbocaslitfest.com/children/storytelling-caravan, and you'll be able to see the form there and a little rundown of what the stories are for every location that we'll be in Trinidad and Tobago.
Okay, nice. Now, I know this may be asking a lot, but I'm still going to ask, could we get an insight into maybe who some of these storytellers may be for the caravan, or that's something we have to wait to see at the actual locations?
No, we have teachers. We also have Natasha Jones. I know she's someone that some people know.
Yes.
She's a personality, actually. We have our own Bocas Lit Fest team members and a few youths in between. So I'm not going to throw that out there totally. You just need to know
Right.
what the themes are. And I just want to make a plug for the themes, right? The themes for the stories are really around centering messages of inclusion, of
Right.
respect, and of national and historic landmarks. So, like in Toko, the story is Locked in the Lighthouse. So we bring an
Okay.
awareness to that historical landmark there. But in Shiguanas, it's about My Granny and I Go Back in Time. So it's
Nice.
interlocking mature audience with the young audience. And so if you go on our website, bocaslitfest.com, under the Children's Festival, you'd actually be able to see what those stories are in every single space that the children would be in.
Nice. Now, BOCAS is involved in so many things, and at the core is really about promoting literacy, promoting literature, promoting our stories. As the media and marketing manager, tell us the importance you see and the, I guess, the response that you're seeing from persons, whether it's children, it's adults, it's youth, with all of these different initiatives.
Well, what I can tell you is that because yes, the festival is the festival. It has 80 events,
Yes.
over 100 participants. It's just programs, interactive activities, and so on. The Bocas Lit Fest doesn't only focus on the festival, right?
Yes.
So we have the youth NGC Bocas Youth Fest, that's later. And of course, we have the NGC Bocas Children's Festival that happens inside of the NGC Bocas Lit Fest. And so what we're doing is moving towards, and have continually been doing it, moving towards full inclusion. And what we've seen is that parents and students or children and youth, adults, people who have children, people who know young people who want to get involved in the literature arts in all of its forms, become more interested, and they're asking more questions. We did a volunteer drive at UWI and had over 60 people signing up to volunteer for the festival. With anything, that's a testament as to how much interest we're having. And of course, we have the First Citizens National Poetry Slam, which is inside of the festival as well, with the grand final being on the last day of the NGC Bocas. That also has its own unique crowd, which is now bringing more people into that space because different type of audiences are becoming involved in that as well. So we know that we're making an impact. And while we're doing that, allow me quickly to say that we also launched our Friends of Bocas membership program because we recognize this interest, but we also want to give additional benefits to people who want to directly support the work of the NGC Bocas Lit Fest, because we are just an NGO, but we're the largest literary NGO in the Anglophone Caribbean, now carrying out the largest literary festival in the Anglophone Caribbean.
Nice.
So you can go on our website and look for Friends of Bocas. You'll see it in the corner and sign up. That gives you different access, that gives you discounts on some things that we have coming up, including the First Citizens National Poetry Slam. So we're encouraging everyone to come out and be a part of what we do, support us, but also participate in what we're doing as well.
Nice. Alette, so many amazing things happening. And as we segue, I just want to find out, how was the semis for the National Poetry Slam?
Oh, the semis were boop, boop, boop. They were fire. I mean, we have a lot of new entrants into the First Citizens National Poetry Slam. We have the return of veterans. We have the defending champion who we'll see in the finals. And then we have the semi-finalists are just trying to come back and get that top spot, the $50,000 that the winner wins. It's the First Citizens. So what we are seeing now is a greater interest in even the oral expression of the literary arts, seeing people step out of their comfort zone and throw their hats in the ring. And we're very happy for that. We are the youngest contestant this year, semi-finalist Soli Labari, and then we had the most mature, Fidon Honore. So now we know it's all gloves off going into the finals of the National Poetry Slam. Yes.
Bringing it back to the storytelling caravan, is there an age limit for the children who are registering and will be a part of this initiative?
No, there is no age limit. Well, actually there is 5 to 12, but we're talking that stage. I mean, we wanted the children. So the beautiful thing about the storytelling caravan is that when we give the children the stories and the storytellers bring it to life for them, the children are allowed to guide the story,
Nice.
which means they become the authors of that story. And at the end, take those stories and we put them together in books that are now making these children published authors. So that's why we even want them to come out more to be a part of the storytelling caravan, because it means that these books will be given to Nalis and your children would be able to read them and say, hey, mommy, daddy, this was my first book.
Yes.
And yeah, and it's not about us telling them the story. It's about prompting them with the storyline and allowing them to tell us where their minds take them.
Yes, yeah. I saw a post earlier, saying that children have so much to say if we would just listen. And this is really
Yes,
something amazing, that the NGC Bocas Lit Fest is doing. Hats off
yes.
to you and the entire team. Just let us know where we can find more information on Bocas on social media and the website as well.
Sure. We're Bocas Lit Fest everywhere. So at Bocas Lit Fest, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and just go up on our website, bocaslitfest.com. You would learn about everything, the Children's Fest, the NGC Bocas Children's Festival, the NGC Bocas Lit Fest, the NGC Bocas Children's Storytelling Caravan, the First Citizens National Poetry Slam, and everything else we have to offer, our workshops, our upcoming events, Friends of Bocas. You can go on our website and download the program guide so that you would know everything that's coming up for the festival, April 28th to 30th.
Nice. Thank you so much, Alette Williams, Marketing and Media Manager there at Bocas Lit Fest. We take a short break. When we come back, we still have a little more inside before we wrap up.